I grew up hearing the same message from my family. I wasn't good enough. My older sister Victoria had always been the golden child. Married to a successful hedge fund manager, living in the right neighborhood, belonging to the right clubs. I was just Emma, the younger sister who worked some tech thing nobody bothered to understand. The pattern started early. When I was 12 and Victoria was 16, Mom would compare our report cards at dinner. Victoria's straight A's earned her a new car at 16. My straight A's earned me a nod and a tired, "That's nice, dear." When Victoria got into Yale, there was a celebration party with 200 guests. When I got into MIT, Dad said, "That's a good safety school," and went back to reading his newspaper. I learned to stay quiet. I learned to smile and nod. I learned that nothing I accomplished would ever be enough, so I stopped trying to make them see me. After college, I moved to San Francisco and started working. My family assumed I had some entry-level tech job, maybe customer service or data entry. They never asked for details and I never corrected them. When I came home for the holidays, they'd pat me on the head and ask if I was still playing with computers. Victoria, meanwhile, married Bradley 3 years ago. The wedding cost $300,000. I wasn't asked to be a bridesmaid. Mom said it would look unbalanced to have me standing next to Victoria's successful friends. I sat in the back row and left before the reception ended. Last month, Victoria announced she was pregnant. Mom immediately began planning an elaborate baby shower at the Riverside Country Club, the most exclusive club in our hometown. Membership fees started at $50,000 annually, with a $200,000 initiation fee and a 5-year waiting list. "We're having it at the club, of course," Victoria announced during our weekly family Zoom call. She looked directly at the camera, making sure I could see her perfectly highlighted hair and designer maternity dress. "Members and their families only. It's very exclusive." "Sounds lovely," I said from my small San Francisco apartment, the one they assumed was all I could afford. "You can come if you want," Victoria added, her tone making it clear it was a reluctant invitation. "Though I know the club isn't really your scene. Very upscale. Sophisticated." Mom jumped in. "Maybe Emma would be more comfortable just sending a gift, dear. The club has certain standards." I smiled into the camera. "I'll be there. Wouldn't miss it." Victoria's perfectly microbladed eyebrows rose. "Well, don't feel obligated. I know the drive from San Francisco is long, and you probably can't afford to take time off work." That was 3 weeks ago. I marked the date in my calendar and said nothing more. The baby shower. The baby shower was scheduled for Saturday afternoon. I flew in Friday night and checked into a modest hotel near the airport, the kind of place my family would expect me to stay. I didn't tell them I was in town early. Saturday morning, I drove to the Riverside Country Club. The building was stunning. White columns, manicured gardens overlooking the 18th hole of a championship golf course. Valets rushed to park Mercedes and BMWs. Women in designer sundresses and men in country club casuals streamed through the grand entrance. I parked my rental car, a modest sedan, in the far corner of the lot and walked toward the entrance. I wore a simple sundress from Target, my hair in a ponytail. I looked exactly like what my family expected. The poor relation, dressed in her Sunday best, trying to fit in where she didn't belong. The valet gave me a skeptical look but said nothing. Inside, the marble-floored lobby led to the Magnolia Ballroom, where Victoria's shower was being held. Laughter and clinking champagne glasses echoed down the hall. About 60 women were already there. Victoria's sorority sisters, Bradley's colleagues' wives, Mom's book club friends, distant relatives I barely knew. The room glowed in soft pink and gold with floral centerpieces on every table. A string quartet played in the corner while waiters circulated with champagne and canapés. Victoria sat at the head table on a throne-like chair, one hand resting on her pregnant belly, accepting gifts and compliments like a queen holding court. Mom stood beside her, beaming with pride. I found a seat at a table in the back next to cousins I hadn't seen since childhood. They glanced at me, looked confused, then turned away without saying hello. "Do you remember Victoria's wedding?" I asked. "The one where I sat in the back row because I wasn't good enough to be a bridesmaid?" "Emma, what does this have to do with?" "Do you remember yesterday? When Victoria told me I couldn't afford the basic membership. When you told me to stick to public parks." "Emma, I bought Riverside Country Club 6 years ago, Mom." Silence. "I'm the owner. I continued evenly. I've been the owner since I was 28. I own 4 other country clubs in 3 states. The Platinum Reserve Club that Victoria mentioned? I own that too. In fact, I own a portfolio of 17 luxury properties, including the hotel where Victoria had her wedding reception. The silence stretched so long I thought she'd hung up. You what? My tech thing that nobody bothered to understand, I said softly. I founded a software company when I was 23. We specialized in luxury property management systems. I sold it for $800 million when I was 26. Then I started buying properties, country clubs, resorts, boutique hotels. I'm currently worth about $2.3 billion. I could hear Mom trying to breathe. Richard Morrison, I continued, the general manager you just mentioned, I hired him. He reports directly to me. When he called yesterday morning and asked why the owner was canceling your memberships, he was asking me. I told him to proceed and to do it during the baby shower. I wanted Victoria to experience just once what it feels like to be humiliated in front of everyone. Emma, please. I'm not finished, I said calmly. The memberships are permanently canceled. I've also instructed all 17 properties in my portfolio to flag your names. You're not welcome at any of them, not as guests, not as members, not even for events. You can't do that. I literally can. I own them. Mom's voice shifted to pleading. Emma, sweetheart, there's been a misunderstanding. We've always been proud of you. We've always. No, you haven't. And that's fine. I don't need you to be proud of me. I don't need your approval or your love or your acceptance. I built my life without any of that. Emma, Victoria is pregnant. She's your sister. How can you be so cruel? I laughed, and even to my own ears it sounded bitter. How can I be cruel? Mom, listen to yourself. Yesterday Victoria mocked me in front of 60 people. You stood there and let it happen. You joined in. You've both been doing it my entire life. But now that there are consequences, suddenly I'm cruel. We didn't mean. Yes, you did, I said flatly. You absolutely did. And you know what? I don't even blame you anymore. I used to think something was wrong with me, that I wasn't good enough, smart enough, or successful enough to earn your love. It took me years to realize the problem was never me. It was you. My office phone buzzed. My assistant's voice came through the intercom. Miss Chin, your 9:30 is here. I have to go, Mom, I said. I've got a meeting with investors about acquiring a resort chain in Tahoe. Each property is worth about $40 million, probably more than Victoria's husband makes in a year. But isn't it wonderful that I can provide that kind of lifestyle for myself? Emma, wait. Don't call me again, I said flatly. And tell Victoria her baby gift is in the mail. It's a handmade blanket from a small shop in San Francisco. Cost $80. I'm sure she'll hate it, but maybe her daughter will appreciate it someday when she's old enough to understand that price doesn't equal value. I hung up. The phone rang again immediately. I blocked Mom's number. Then Victoria's. Then Bradley's. Tuesday morning. I received an email from Aunt Patricia. The subject line read, Family Emergency. The email was long, desperate, and poorly punctuated. She explained that she and Uncle Robert were facing serious social consequences from the country club incident. Their friends were asking questions. People were gossiping. Someone had posted a video on Instagram of Victoria being asked to leave the baby shower, and it had gone viral in their social circle. Please reconsider, Patricia wrote. This is destroying Victoria's reputation. She's getting messages from her sorority sisters asking what happened. Bradley's colleagues are talking. This could hurt his career. Emma, she's pregnant. Have mercy. I deleted the email without responding. Wednesday afternoon. My head of security informed me that Victoria and Bradley had shown up in the lobby of my office building demanding to see me. Security escorted them out. Thursday morning. My attorney called. Miss Chin, I received a letter from a Patricia Chin. She's claiming you've damaged her reputation, and her nieces, through your actions at Riverside Country Club. She's threatening to sue for defamation and emotional distress. I laughed. On what grounds? I exercised my rights as a property owner to terminate memberships. There's no defamation in that. That's what I told her attorney, he replied. They have no case. I just wanted you to be aware. Thank you. Let me know if they actually file anything. They didn't. Friday evening. 1 week later. A handwritten letter arrived by courier marked urgent. Personal. It was from Victoria. Emma. I don't know what else to do. I've called, texted, tried to visit your office. You won't respond, so I'm writing this letter because I need you to understand what you've done. The video of us being kicked out of my baby shower has been viewed over 1 million times. Someone posted it on TikTok with the caption, "Rich people get karma." The comments are brutal. People are calling me entitled, spoiled, a bully. Someone dug up my Instagram and is posting mean comments on all my photos. Bradley's firm is upset. They're worried the publicity reflects badly on them. My friends won't stop asking questions. They want to know who owns the club and why we were kicked out. What am I supposed to tell them? That my little sister, who I thought was a failure, is actually a billionaire who owns the club and kicked us out for revenge? Mom is devastated. She says you've changed, that success has made you cruel and vindictive. I know I was mean to you at the shower. I know I said things I shouldn't have. But did I really deserve this? Did I deserve to be humiliated while pregnant? I'm sorry for what I said. I'm sorry for not being a better sister. Please, Emma. Please fix this. Cancel the blacklist. Let us back into the clubs. Help me salvage my reputation. I'm begging you. Your sister, Victoria. I read the letter 3 times. Then I put it in my desk drawer and went back to work. 2 weeks after the shower. Mom called from a number I didn't recognize. I answered before realizing it wasn't blocked. Emma, oh thank God, she sobbed. Please, sweetheart, listen to me. I told you not to call. I know, but please just listen. Victoria went into early labor. The doctors think the stress triggered it. She had the baby yesterday. A girl 7 pounds, healthy. But, Emma, Victoria isn't okay. She's depressed. She won't eat. She won't hold the baby. She just lies there crying. I said nothing. The doctors say it's postpartum depression, made worse by the stress of the past 2 weeks. Emma, please. Whatever point you were trying to make, you've made it. We understand. We were wrong. But please don't punish the baby for our mistakes. Don't punish Victoria while she's vulnerable like this. I closed my eyes. What's the baby's name? Mom hesitated. Emma, she whispered. They named her Emma. I sat in silence for a long moment. Mom, I said softly, I'm here. Please help us fix this, she begged. I don't care about the country club anymore. I just want my daughter to be okay. I want my granddaughter to grow up in a family that isn't destroyed by this. I took a deep breath. The blacklist stays. The membership cancellations stay. But I'll have my PR team handle the social media situation. They'll get the videos taken down and manage the narrative. It'll cost about $100,000. I'll cover it. Oh, thank you. Thank you. I'm not doing it for you, I interrupted. Or for Victoria. I'm doing it for the baby. She doesn't deserve to grow up with viral videos of her mother's humiliation. But understand this. Nothing else changes. You and Victoria made your choices. You chose to treat me like garbage for 32 years. You chose to mock me publicly. Actions have consequences. We understand, Mom said quickly. We do. And Emma, for what it's worth, I'm so proud of you. What? Don't, I snapped. Don't you dare say you're proud of me now. You had 32 years to be proud. 32 years to see me, value me, treat me like I mattered. You chose not to. You don't get to be proud of me now that you know I'm worth $2 billion. That's not love. That's opportunism. Emma. Send me a picture of the baby, I said. I'll send a gift. A real one this time. A trust fund. $5 million accessible when she turns 25. Maybe it'll give her the freedom to be herself, whoever that is, without worrying about living up to impossible family standards. Mom was crying harder now. That's too generous. You don't have to. I'm not doing it for you, I repeated. I'm doing it for her. She deserves a better family than the one we had. I hung up before Mom could respond. That evening I sat in my penthouse, the one my family had never seen, staring out at the San Francisco skyline. My phone buzzed with a text from an unknown number. It was a photo of a tiny baby girl with dark hair and my eyes, wrapped in a hospital blanket. Another text followed. Her full name is Emma Patricia Chin Thompson. Thank you for the trust fund. Thank you for everything. Victoria. I looked at the photo for a long time. Then I forwarded it to my attorney with instructions to set up the trust fund, and to include an additional clause. The child would receive financial literacy education starting at age 12, funded by the trust. She would learn about money, investing, and independence. She would learn that her worth wasn't determined by her family's opinion of her. She would learn what I had to teach myself. 3 months later, a package arrived. Inside was a framed photo of baby Emma wearing the handmade blanket I'd sent, the one from the San Francisco shop I thought Victoria would hate. There was a note in Victoria's handwriting. She sleeps with this every night. It's her favorite. Maybe you were right about price not equaling value. Maybe I was wrong about a lot of things. I'm sorry I didn't see you before. I see you now. I placed the photo on my desk beside a Forbes magazine from 6 years ago. The one with my face on the cover, the headline reading, Tech Prodigy Turned Property Mogul, How Emma Chin Built a Billion-Dollar Empire. The same issue my family had never seen because they'd never bothered to look. I returned to work, managing my 17 properties, planning my next acquisition, living the life I built without them, the life they never believed I could have. And every morning when I walked into my office at Riverside Country Club, the one I still owned, the one they could never enter again, I smiled. Because I finally understood. Their inability to see my worth was never a reflection of my value. It was a reflection of their vision. And I didn't need their approval anymore. I never had.